I'm in the midst of a pretty extensive dental procedure right now, and let me tell you, the dentist is one of the few things where I am actually eager to pay in advance. I want to have it entirely paid for because of that. It is that image where it's like of like someone's teeth who are incredibly filed down, and they go, "Your card declines now. What do you do?"
Yeah.
And as I was sitting, because I'm essentially getting like my two front teeth completely like reworked and like replaced, and as I'm sitting there, and the dentist is like, I can like feel him drilling into my teeth. The only thing going on in my mind is, your card declines right now, what you do? Your card declines right now, what you do?
Well, it's the idea of a financial hiccup mid-veneer.
Yes.
It's like, holy fucking shit. Do you want to tell them what you're getting done?
Well, essentially, I chipped my two front teeth like legitimately a decade ago.
And do you know how that happened?
I think it was like I must have like brought a glass, because it was like right in the middle was the chip,
Yeah.
and I think I just like hit the middle of my teeth with a glass or something. And then the thing is, here's the thing: I chipped it when I had no money. And so I couldn't get it fixed. And also I was like, whatever, it's just an aesthetic thing I can overcome.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, then you finally get a little bit of money. And then like when you get a little money, you don't want to fucking blow it on your teeth getting fixed.
Right, totally. What'd you blow it on?
I wanted
the
to go,
flat tire.
Yeah, I needed to fix a flat tire.
Right.
I want to live it up a little bit.
Have some fun.
Yeah. But then anyway, I'm just like, I'm getting my two front teeth fixed up. So it's like a 2-week procedure or whatever. But I'm like, as I'm like laying there, I am just like, your card declines, what you do?
Yeah. But luckily you took care of it in advance.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that having, dare I say, such a Hollywood smile will kind of maybe give you a big head. And I'm worried that maybe you'll start, thinking that you're too good for me or something,
You think once I get my two front teeth fixed, I'll be walking around with kind of my chest out?
Yeah.
Like, and then it'll change how I deal with you in the world.
Exactly. And I am wondering, will I need to get fake cans to kind of compensate for you having new front teeth?
So you think you getting fake cans, that's your version of me getting my two front teeth fixed?
I am like, what is the male equivalent of fake cans? It would be just two really nice front teeth, right?
I mean, I guess so.
Right?
When a woman looks at a man with like two nice front teeth, is that the same thing as a man looking at a woman with just like a big old rack?
She's like, oh God.
Midnight
Milkshake.
I'm walking down the street after getting out of the dentist, and I'm smiling, and there's like girls like,
yeah.
Can you hear that whistle?
Yeah. I told you that I can't whistle, and ever since I told you that I can't whistle, you seem like you want to whistle a lot more than you did previously.
Well, you had to expose that you can't whistle because I was on a walk, and I just revealed to you that I can whistle quite well.
Yeah, well, you can like whistle whole songs and stuff like that. That was always something I was so jealous of when I learned that people could whistle tunes. Like, again, that's how I know that musicality was never really in my blood or my bones, because like, okay, one, I always say this, but I've never thought of a tune or a song. Like I don't think in tunes or songs. I think in like mean little quips.
Yes.
Like nasty little jabs I can say to people, you know, that will make them cry. Like that's how I think. But like I know that musical people, songwritresses and writers, they think in like, they can like literally summon tunes. I never thought of a tune in my life.
If Celine Dion wants to make someone cry, she'll write like a love song, a ballad, about tragic love. And if you want to make someone cry, you'll just come up with a quip about their thighs.
Yeah, or their receding hairline.
Yeah.
Just something I think they might be insecure about.
Dude, I keep getting ads for like men who are balding and like products for them. And I'm like, don't speak that on me.
No, they're trying to do witchcraft on you.
They're trying to speak it on me. So I've never like, whatever.
They're projecting negativity and baldness onto your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your thoughts.
Yeah,
your thoughts control your life.
Get that away from me.
No, that's terrible.
And again, whatever. Everyone on their own journey. It's not like it's something I'm actively insecure about or scared of, but it's like, that's also why I'm like, what are these ads doing here?
Well, I've been getting ads for Accutane, which is the acne medicine. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm 31. I, knock on wood, haven't had a bad breakout in like literal years. And I'm like, please don't manifest acne coming back into my life, you know?
I'm tired
Oh my God. Now that I've said, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Now I want to edit that out.
I'm tired of internet ads. They seem to have moved from like appealing to your desires to trying to predict your desires. And more often than not, it's just an insult. It is just an insult.
It's crazy. I mean, another one I get that is trying to predict or project a fear onto me is neck wrinkles. So we all know that like we look at our phones a lot nowadays. So you're like constantly kind of like looking down and like looking your neck down. And if you look at your neck, you might notice like we have tech neck. They call it tech neck. That's line in the middle.
Crazy.
That comes from me looking at my phone all the time. And now whenever I get an ad for an anti-neck wrinkle cream, what I do is I just flip my whole body over, and I just look at my phone like this because I'm like, oh, it'll counteract.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, there's actually a natural, organic solution to this issue. But I'm like, no, you're trying to tell me to be ashamed and insecure about my tech neck.
I've never even known about tech neck, and even you saying it right now, I'm like, do I have tech neck?
No, you have it less than me. I don't know what that's a function of.
Probably because you look at your phone more than me.
Maybe.
Seems like true. I kind of see your tech neck.
What do you mean? I kind of see your tech neck. You're supposed to be like, Dana, you have the smoothest neck I've ever seen.
You have a smooth neck, but it's like I can also see that you be using tech.
He can see I be using tech?
You do be using tech.
Well, now I need to now my rule is I'm only going to look at my phone if I'm laying upside down.
Yeah.
And if anyone sees me look at my phone and I'm not upside down, you need to scold me.
What should I say to you?
Say, hey, upside down.
Hey, upside down.
Say upside down time.
You jump on like a work Zoom.
Yeah.
You're fully upside down like Spider-Man.
I'm like, hey
tech neck.
guys. Yeah. Well, I think luckily I can flip it on Zoom.
Also, again, tech neck didn't exist. It's almost like they invented I literally don't even think that's a real thing. I think they tried to invent an insecurity so that they could cure a fake insecurity.
Well, I'm also like, tech neck, schmack neck. Didn't people always kind of look down? Like, what if I was reading a book?
Yeah.
Did they call that like novel neck?
Or what if I was like a peasant and I was like in the field? I'm looking down at my hoe as I'm hoeing the field. Do they call that peasant neck?
Do they? Maybe. It seems like maybe they would.
I think in their life expectancy was like 14 years old. So it's kind of like.
Well, that's the one thing I really do envy about the Victorian era and like lower life expectancy. Is I'm like, these people didn't have to worry about kind of the vanity of aging. Like, because that wasn't even on the table for them. Here's
the thing about the old era. It almost seems like vanity in general didn't matter at all. Well, because there's no pictures.
There's no pictures.
And no one could afford a portrait, really. So it's like anyone below the king, it's like, who cares what you look like?
Right. Well, also, it's just like, that's okay. You know how I know it's different too? Is it's like when people were really beautiful, it's just like everyone in their town, and then until the town like 4 towns over, they knew about them.
Yes.
Like, that's how you knew you were hot in the 1800s, is just like, if somehow people 4 towns over, they'd heard about you.
But also, this is also it. I also bet like, there's also a couple mid girls who just like they got in with a local bard.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of like paying for PR.
Yeah.
Or it's like you've been in at a bard, you just slip him a toppin'.
Right.
And then he goes and he's like, and I will sing of Samantha, the prettiest girl in England. And then people will travel and they're in the town and they meet Samantha and they're like, You're Samantha.
Yeah, they're like, she's better in the songs.
She's better in the songs.
She looks better in the songs.
Well, the camera adds 10 pounds, songs take away 10 pounds.
Yeah, or they take away like a bunch of weird warts or something. Yeah. Like, they're like, he didn't sing about your warts.
A girl with weird warts would be like, just say I'm beautiful. And the bard's like, I'm going to need another toppin' for that.
Dude, I'd write the best songs about myself. Like, people 4 towns over would think I was like really hot shit.
But that's the problem with you, why you couldn't be a bard, is because bards are supposed to sing about the great deeds of other people, and you would just be like trying to be your own hype man. You'd be like, no one's cooler than Dana the Bard. Dana the Bard's the best.
They're like, are you singing about yourself? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I hope your teeth don't change you. I do think it's such a rite of passage in LA though, to like have kind of fucked teeth and then get it fixed. But this a couple years into your career.
This is what bothers me though so much, because I see a lot of the veneer hate. First of all, I'm getting crowns. Yeah. They're not veneers.
Just so you guys know, he's not getting veneers or composite bonding.
No. I'm getting something else.
Something better.
I think it's also, but I was like, that is also the thing too, where it's almost so frustrating. Where it's like, I hate that I'm entering the lexicon with all of these celebrities who get crazy like veneers. I'm not getting like anything crazy, but it's like, well, no, I had to get these. It's covered by insurance.
But I think a lot of them would say that they had to, and it's covered.
I don't think Mr. Beast's veneers were covered by insurance. Mr. Beast also loves to say stuff. He loves to be like, every dollar I make, it goes right back into the videos. I'm like, some of them went to those chompers.
But he would argue that the chompers are for the video.
So he can just be like this and all his thumbnails.
So you'd be like, are you excited to get that box? Yeah, he needs them. It's for the video.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people putting it. It's like it is so cruel in the Mr. Beast thumbnails, because it's everyone else is doing the challenge, but he's the one who's like. It's like easy for you to say. You're not the one getting in the box for 30 days.
And if you're only on audio, we just made a really crazy Mr. Beast smile.
We did YouTuber face.
Yeah, we did YouTuber face, and it was epic. Well, maybe we'll use it for this thumbnail.
Dude, here's the thing. I always have thought about like, what if I just like for all of every YouTube video I post, I just make an insane thumbnail.
Well, let's do our thumbnail face right now. Ready for this one? Oh.
That's
Yeah,
Is
what?
that thumbnail noise?
Well, I
I
just
knew
like
a
no,
thumbnail
I think,
face. I didn't know about thumbnail noise.
I think like to convey the right expression, I needed a noise to go along with it.
Well,
you know how they say like actors, when you're acting, you're supposed to keep a thought in your head like while you're saying things. It's like in order to do my YouTube thumbnail face, I needed an YouTuber noise.
Well, that is what now that's the noise I'll hear whenever I see a Mr. Beast thumbnail. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you know, he has body doubles for thumbnails.
No, you're kidding.
It's true.
What do you mean?
Because I saw a thing where Mr. Beast's schedule is so packed that he doesn't have time to like do all the blocking for thumbnails. So he has a body double who will essentially do the thumbnail for him, be in position so they get all the lighting right and the shot right, and then Mr. Beast will run in really quickly, replace the body double, copy what they do, they get the shot, and then Mr. Beast leaves. So essentially they have like all the prep work for Mr. Beast thumbnails is done by just some poor body double.
See, I would say that's excessive, but it's like, no, the thumbnails are like 20% of his success or whatever.
Well, that's also my thing with all of with a Mr. Beast. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, what did the thumbnails really matter? It's probably only gonna matter like 10% in any direction. It's like, yeah, 10% is like millions and millions and millions.
Dude. Wow, that's crazy. Also, to get to the point where you're so important that people need to like make sure the shot is prepared before you step in for your thumbnail pose. I mean, no shade. Like, I mean, that's awesome. Good for you, Jimmy.
Jimmy, good for you and congrats on your nuptials.
We actually do. We inadvertently always congratulate Mr. Beast on our podcast. Oh yeah, congrats on your wedding.
Jimmy?
And we rode in an elevator with him and the new Mrs. Beast.
We've told that story.
I know.
I know, but also
And the mother-in-law Beast.
Do we meet the mother-in-law?
Beast-in-law. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
with.
Well, you know what's funny? I never showed this because when we're in the when we were in the elevator with Mr. Beast, his now wife, and his now mother-in-law, did I tell you the mother-in-law leaned over and she just went, "Help us." He's not what you think.
Wow.
And I didn't know at the time. I didn't even know what to say to that.
I thought you were gonna say that she tried to F you.
Why would Mr. Beast's mother-in-law try to F me? I didn't even have my teeth yet. Why do you think I'm getting these chompers?
Yeah, cause
Now it'll be different.
Right. Next time she's gonna try to F you. I'm gonna have to, dude. That's also. I'm like, am I gonna have to be warding off famous mothers-in-laws with stick?
Here's the thing about me, though. It's actually, I also think this speaks to the fact
Yeah.
that I grew up, I would say I was a kind of a cute kid.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was not a popular kid. So I know for a fact that I had a terrible personality. That I was a really, I was a
you were
divisive
clearly
personality.
off-putting.
That's true. And it wasn't my looks. I was
This
a
is gonna
kind of a
sound
cute
really
kid.
rude, but do you think like the fact that you weren't popular had something to do with your socioeconomic status because you were like in a private school? Like, do you think that was impactful? Like, were there other more popular scholarship kids is basically what I'm asking. Not to put any shade on your upbringing. I'm just like genuinely curious because this is something that like is in every Disney Channel movie.
Here's what I will say.
Yeah.
I would say that if you asked me that question when I was that age, like when I was and this is, no one cares about this, but it's like I was kind of a lower middle class kid at very much an upper class private school.
That's what I'm
And
asking.
part of that was scholarship based.
Mm-hmm.
If you had asked me then, I would say that a lot of the reason why I struggled socially fitting in was because of kind of my socioeconomic status. I look back now and I go, no, I think if anything, I struggled fitting in because of my own personality, which yes, indirectly might have had an insecurity element that was related to that, but I don't think other people were thinking about that much.
Okay, that's all I was wondering. Like I was
I
wondering,
think it's a fair
the
question.
extent to which other people were judging you based on the fact that like maybe your family wasn't at their country club. Like,
but I would say now, look, I think there's a practical element to that because my family wasn't at the country club, I wasn't around these people as much.
like we
so
always
there's
talk
that.
about,
It's like you have more, you have a time advantage.
Well, we talk about like nepo popularity.
Yes,
where
you
it's
have
like
nepo
your
popularity.
parents are the popular kids at the country club, so therefore like you are family friends with the other popular kids.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So I would say there's that, but I don't think there was any element of like people looking down at me because I didn't come from money.
I was just wondering.
Well, no, but again, I think that's a legitimate change in my mindset. Because I think if you asked me that question in 10th grade, I'd be like, it's just because of my socioeconomic status.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was
People would be like,
wondering.
Robert, you were really weird at that party the other night, and I was like, it's my socioeconomic status. I bet.
Yeah.
No, I would go ahead and say that
Not
is
really.
not really.
Yeah, not a
Also,
factor.
this is also, and you know what, another thing I know is like generally speaking, it did seem like most people did like me. So that's also what I mean. As we off talk, I think we actually have very different perspectives on this. Where it's like, I kind of was, at the very least, generally liked in high school.
Yeah.
And I think that that's how I know that kind of my loneliness and my sense of being an outcast was somewhat self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So that would be what I would say. Also, you know what? And this also is not like nothing. I think also probably looking back, a lot of people thought I was gay. And so they I think looking back, a lot of people in high school must have thought I was gay because everyone on the internet thinks I'm gay right now.
Right.
And no, I was never called gay or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, looking back, I'm like, maybe people were treating me different because they're like, well, Robert, he's clearly in the closet, and I'm not. I'm straight. But also, it's like, you know what I mean? But
He's
now,
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what's going on because I'm like, well, I don't think it was my socioeconomic status. So what was it?
You're like, so maybe they thought you were a guy.
Yeah.
People thought I was weird as fuck.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
We know that. And also with you, it's like you're from Palo Alto. Everyone's the same socioeconomic status, so it's kind of like.
That being said, I lived in. Okay, Palo Alto's interesting because like all of the houses are really expensive, but then like the ones that aren't like so expensive are like actively really shitty. And I did grow up in a really small house. And I was on the right side of Oregon Expressway, if you know, you know. But I was like barely on the right side of Oregon Expressway. I would say like
I was barely on the right side of the Oregon Expressway.
I low key for the
I can't roll my
culture.
eyes
I
enough.
always felt poor.
I cannot roll my eyes enough at this. Also, I also think it's so interesting how I did have a concrete socioeconomic difference.
Yeah.
And yet I'm looking back and I'm going, yeah, I think that was more of a factor in my own mind than anything. You, who I know you didn't, are trying to construct this underdog narrative that does not exist.
Well, I would say
I've been
no,
to your house.
definitely,
I know your deal.
Like, I was not socioeconomically disadvantaged. Like, I would never point to that and say that's why I wasn't popular.
Also, you and
I would
all your
point to
all
my
the people
undiagnosed autism. Still yet to be diagnosed.
But
I know I have
we've been waiting on that one for a while now.
Why am I so weird then?
You can just be weird. With you, I actually think you can just be weird. I think you're weird. I think you're weird.
But I think I'm like clinically weird. I
don't think you're clinically weird. Because also I've seen you meet people who are clinically weird, and I've seen you go like, this person's weird. That's
true. But I think the fact that I'm weird too, that's why I get extra uncomfortable around weird people. Because I like see myself in them so hard. And I'm like, wow, it's a really fine line.
I could be you.
Yeah.
I could be you.
Yeah. Well, I always told you about the autistic girl at my college who one time told me, and on hindsight, I think she was trying to insinuate that like I was probably autistic too, and she was probably trying to help me.
Mm-hmm.
But she was basically just like saying that like, you know, like for a long time, like we didn't know I was autistic. And in my head, I was thinking like, you're clearly autistic as fuck. But I think she was trying to tell me that she thought I was autistic. So I think a lot of autistic people do think I'm autistic, which makes me think I'm autistic.
No, I don't think you're autistic at all. I also think you're a very clear communicator, and then you actually understand social subtext incredibly well, which I think is something that like autistic people traditionally don't.
I don't know what to do with it, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I do pick up on social subtext very well, but then I always just like don't know. I'm like, it either makes me like retreat or like, again, I call it out too hard or like, you know what I mean? Like I don't do the right things with social cues.
You
like,
do.
Okay.
I've also seen you socially. I've seen where you grew up,
right.
And I've seen you interact in social environments.
Yeah.
And this poor little autist routine, I know it to be false.
Well, I hope no one is offended. I'm just a girl trying to figure myself out at age 31. Hey guys, I'm just a 31-year-old girl trying to figure who she is.
Have a little patience for a confused child in their early 30s who grew up financially fine.
Yeah, have a little patience for me.
No one wants to have any patience for a neurotypical who grew up in a socioeconomic status that was good.
I would push back against typical.
Yeah, I would say you are quite typical.
I would say I don't know anyone like me.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Here's what I would, if we're going to do the diagnosis game.
Sure.
Let's play the diagnosis game. I actually think a lot of your problems socially, if I may, as someone who's observed you, because, you know, the lab sent me to pose as your husband in order to get data on you.
Every couple of weeks, I do genuinely go like, someone's fucking paying you.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, but I'll just find out when the time comes.
Well, it's the way every couple of weeks, I think, is Dana a figment of my imagination? Because there is something sometimes when I'm on a walk with Dana, I realize that like I haven't even looked at her. And which means to me like, oh, it's almost like I've just accepted her as a voice in my brain.
Yeah. I'm just like one of Robert's voices.
She's walking next to me. She's talking to me. And it is just like, I don't even think, oh, that's another person next to me talking to me. I think these are thoughts that are part of my own cloud. Anywho, if I were to play the diagnosis game with you, I would say that part of your social problems is that you are neurotypical, but other people assume you're not because of your kind of, let's say, like odd and colorful appearance. Like you dress really flamboyant, like you look kind of unique and weird.
Yeah.
And beautiful, of course. But also, I think other people assume you're not neurotypical, and so they treat you differently. And that's the disconnect. Because you're like, I'm a regular girl just like you, and then regular girls are like, okay, I gotta treat this girl like a freak, because clearly she's a freak.
Okay, I actually think you're onto something where it's like, so often I'm interacting with someone, and then like I start to act weird because I can tell that they think I'm weird, even though I haven't done anything weird. And then that does, you're right, it makes me paranoid, and that does ultimately compromise my ability to be my best social self.
Yes.
Because I can kind of pick up on the fact that, like, you're right. They clearly are projecting onto me that I am not understanding something about them.
Or when you make a joke, they don't react as if you made a joke.
Right.
They react as if you're a crazy person who said an earnestly crazy thing.
Yes.
And I think that the disconnect there is on their end.
Yeah.
I think that is the disconnect. People think when they talk to you, they're going to talk to an insane cartoon character. And so when you just come off like, dare I say, a normal woman, then they throw the whole thing off its axis.
No, that's a good assessment. I wonder how many other people relate to that exactly.
I think that all the time.
Yeah. Oh, like people think that you're weird.
I almost think like people think that I'm weird, or maybe it's the other way where it's like.
I think with you it's the other way. I think people just expect you to be. I think both of us have this, and this is something we have in common. We're just not what people expect.
People expect us to be different than we are. I would say that's very true.
And I almost think that's because we both, even though you said like I appear unique, I think in a lot of ways we also simultaneously appear conventional.
Yeah.
But we're not. Okay. Also, it's like so funny because like we always say, like on paper, it's like you're a white guy and I'm like an Asian girl. Yeah. But like it's like so funny because no one has ever commented on that. Like no one ever comments on that. No one ever makes like Oxford study jokes to us. Like no one
What's
ever.
Oxford study?
It's like what they call an Asian girl and a white guy couple. Oxford study. It's like, I guess it's like he like, I don't know. I actually don't know what
Is it because like people at Oxford, there's a lot of
Asian white couples?
Here's the thing, speculating on it feels offensive. So.
It's not offensive.
But again, to your point, it's what I always said, where it's like literally people were so distracted by the fact that I seemed gay that they did just totally let me off the hook for having an Asian girlfriend. Just completely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, whatever. Here's what I will say though. Whenever it would be like me, your sister, and your mom, and they're obviously also Asian, and they're also dating white guys. Whenever we were in a group, I'm like, this is we got to scatter.
Well, I always say, I'm like, dude, there's nothing that makes you so self-conscious or like racist toward yourself than seeing another couple with your interracial makeup.
Yeah.
Well, one time we were at a Thai restaurant. I always talk about this. And we walk into the Thai restaurant. At first, it's just me and Robert. And then slowly, like one Asian girl, white man couple filters in, another Asian girl, white man couple filter in. And then suddenly it's like 5 Asian girl, white man couples in this like tiny little Thai restaurant. And I'm like, I need to fucking get out of here. Like, it's so embarrassing when that happens. I don't know why. It's like, that's so palpably humiliating because it's like, it just shows you that it's like, you've been programmed. There's something, you know what I mean? Like there's something like sick and generic, but also like fetishy here.
Yeah. Well, it's also, it's like we said, where it's like we see often where it's like we actually have so many characteristics that kind of dominate people's perception of us that it does distract from, dare I say, the very seemingly conventional dynamic. Seemingly. But then when we're around other people with that dynamic, suddenly that's all that's seen. Suddenly that's the only thing people can see. I'm like, we gotta get out of here.
Exactly.
Also, I'm not like you.
I'm not like you.
I'm not like you guys. And they're like, we all think we're not like each other.
That kind of does tie into why I think we'd be hate crimed if you were also short. People say like there's power in numbers. I'm like, I know. I think there's just like noticeability in numbers. You know what I mean?
Like if we were both short, now it would become like
we'd basically be the equivalent of like 2 couples where the girl is Asian and the man is white.
Well, again, I do also think if we were both short, that would take another layer off the white guy Asian girlfriend. But also, again, I don't really think we get that. Now I'm almost like, are we exposing ourselves by even bringing this to people's minds? Is this all they'll be able to see now?
I don't think they'll even. But again, I don't even think they'll be able to see it now.
Yeah.
I think there's something about us, dare I say, we transcend stereotypes. Maybe because, again, you guys are projecting stereotypes onto us that we couldn't even fathom.
Well, again, but I also think that's why it is the power of people on the internet. Like, they clearly really think I'm gay. Because their brain, that's all, they can't even get past that.
They can't get past it. But he's not. And we're going to frick right now. Get ready.
And then we're going to go out to it with all of our favorite restaurants with all the other people of our exact weird racial makeup.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we both bleached our hair blonde at the same time. Not a sign that we were going through anything, but like if I ever saw another couple who both had bleached their hair blonde, I'd be like, those freaks are in a void of insecurity and confusion. But yet when I see us, I'm like, we're being funny as hell.
Yeah, that's freaking funny.
That's freaking cool.
Lamau. But that being said, I don't even think I've seen another couple where they're
It's
both
never
bleached blonde. I've
happened
never seen that before. That I've never seen. I've never seen also an Asian girl and a white guy where they both have bleached blonde hair.
Yeah.
So I think we were unique in that era.
Also, not to throw, I guess, my own kind under the bus, but like, dude, most white guys with Asian girlfriends are so busted. And maybe people watching this are like, Robert, you're busted too. I mean, Robert, you have busted 2 front teeth. And I'm like, even with my teeth, I'm like, I'm bringing the average up.
Yeah, no, he's not busted. Yeah. You're not busted at all.
I don't think I'm busted, but
and
who
especially
knows?
once you get those new Hollywood teeth.
But you know what's so interesting online, as we always talk about, it's like if you describe yourself as busted, the comments are suddenly they're like you're a life coach or therapist. They're like, chin up, you look great, don't put that on yourself. But if you say something about yourself, even remotely complimentary, the comments are filled with, who do you think you are, you skunky looking troll?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well,
I'm like,
I mean, there's a certain contrarianism that's prevalent in any comment section. But yeah, famously, like the meme is like a girl says that she thinks she's pretty and the comments are all like, you're fucking ugly, you're so conceited, you're actually hideous, you're freaking fucked up, ew, ew, ew. But if she goes like, I just feel like I'm not that pretty, the comments are like, how dare you, you're freaking gorgeous, girl, like,
and it's
you're
the same person.
Sexiest. Right, exactly.
It's exactly the same person leaving both comments.
So ultimately it's just like, no, the internet is just filled with contrarians.
Yeah.
And contrarianism, while here's my thing. I've been a contrarian at many points in my life. The times in my life I've probably been most a contrarian were the times when I was like the most insecure and the most desperate, dare I say, for attention, any kind. Yeah. That's also where you realize, like, contrarians, you have to be really wary of contrarians, because when people are doing the contrarian thing, you have to know this person knows that you're not going to like what they have to say, but they need you to like pay attention to them and give them any kind of reaction so badly. So like you have to be really wary of someone who like is actually itching for any kind of reaction, including a negative one, especially a negative one.
Well, contrarianism, it's like taking a shortcut to getting people to notice you.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I like ice cream. And you're like, I think ice cream is for idiots.
Anyone who eats ice cream is dumb. Ice cream is actually poop juice. Did you know that?
And then in high school, I would like say stuff like that. I'd be wondering why I didn't get invited for ice cream.
It's because you're poor.
They're like, I'm like, oh man, they didn't invite me to ice cream because I always am a contrarian and say ice cream is for idiots. It's poop juice. And they're just there like, wow, that was a really funny comment Robert made about the poop juice. Too bad he's a pauper. Also literally was fine. There's also, that is something when you realize it's like, dude, middle class white guys have such a chip on their shoulder, and it's like no one on planet Earth will ever care.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that I've really noticed about a lot of specifically middle class white guys. They tend to be leading a lot of the charge on billionaires are bad. And by the way, I'd include myself in this, and I'm not even saying that message is wrong, but I've realized that like white guys love trash talking billionaires because it is literally the only thing in which they or have the lower power dynamic. Like an upper middle class white guy will like rant about like how billionaires are evil because and it's very comfortable for them because it is the only thing where they are kind of punching up. And by the way, I include myself in that. I just think it's very interesting. And by the way, like billionaires bad, all that stuff. But I think that is always a very interesting thing to me.
Yeah.
You don't have an opinion, do you?
Well, I agree. Obviously, it does seem like middle-class white guys are desperate to shit on rich white guys.
Yeah.
Because
it's the only power dynamic.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're wrong or we're wrong. I'm just saying, like, isn't that kind of interesting?
It's
like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is like, I know that because we reference, like, again, like, at every single upper class country club, there's the poorest guy at the country club. And in his mind, he's like leading the French Revolution. In his mind, he's like, I'm not like these rich people. I'm from the wrong side of the tracks. I'm like, you're literally in the club.
Well, that's actually the trope of season 2 of Beef.
I haven't seen Beef.
Not that it matters, but it's Oscar Isaac is the manager of a country club, and then his wife, I don't know what she does for the country club. I only watched one episode, guys. But basically the whole thing is like they act like they're like, you know, the outcast of the country club, but like really it's like
you're all in.
Well, they're not like in, but like it's just, again, it's just a funny thing to be like, oh, but I'm the poorest person out of all these rich people.
Yeah.
But I also think that's a kind of person.
That is.
Who likes to be the most downtrodden in any group. And so they actively seek out kind of elite communities so they can continue to perpetuate that kind of feeling, the chip on the shoulder feeling of like, but I'm not like these people. But in order to do that, they're actually, again, seeking out the communities of the highest performers and the highest earners so they can be like lowly among them.
So they can feel that way and
But,
feel
like,
like they're always fighting an uphill battle.
That's like a psychological phenomenon, I think. Like people who actively seek out people who are always richer and better off than them.
But then I'm sure even the richest person at the country club has something in their head where they're like, yeah, I have a chip on my shoulder.
Well, it's like my wife is fatter than his wife.
I'm the only one here with a fat wife. Or like the really like the richest billionaires are like, everyone looks down on me because I killed the fewest homeless people in the Great Hunt last summer.
Right, exactly. You know? They're the
billionaires at the billionaire
killers.
hunt. When billionaires all gather together to secretly hunt poor people, they shot the fewest, and that's why they have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. They're the one who's the slowest at stringing their bow.
Yeah. Everyone else is just like killing poor people on the gaming preserve. And there's one billionaire who's like, oh gosh, where's my servant? And they're like, sir, your servant is one of the men we're hunting. I'm like, I should have had him string my bow first.
So we all feel insecure sometimes, basically is what we're saying.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that there is a lot of new shows and movies about golf. There's a lot of shows and movies about, dare I say, older men golfing right now. There's the Will Ferrell golf show on Netflix. There's the Owen Wilson golf show on Apple TV Plus. And you know what I realized? I think it's literally because the executives greenlighting shows are all old men who golf.
I think they're also greenlighting them on the golf course.
I think they're literally on the golf course.
I think it's like so easy probably to get an exec to greenlight your show and you're like literally playing golf with them. Also, I'm sure it's like with Will Ferrell and his show, it's like he was probably playing golf with some exec and he's like doing something funny like while they're golfing and then the exec's like, this is a show, man. And Will Ferrell's just like being funny while they're golfing and he's like, well, this is a show. And Will Ferrell's like, okay, yeah, you want to do a show? And like that's how all those get greenlit.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're even like maybe they're like on the phone, like Owen Wilson's agent is on the phone. It's like, what if we did a show about basketball? And the executive's like teeing off. He's like, does anyone play basketball? Like, I feel like everyone I know just plays golf with me. And they greenlight the golf show.
Yeah.
And let me be clear, if you're an executive watching this, we'd love to make a golf show.
Well, we have a golf show. We have a golf movie.
Let's put that. Hey, that's on the hook. If anyone out there wants to take a bite.
Hey, if you want to take a little chomp, if you took our bait,
our
golf bait, hit us up.
But that being said, it's not even just golf. It also has to be golf about like an old rich man who people think is done, but actually has one more run left in him. By the way, I'm not saying these shows are good or bad. I actually haven't watched the majority of them, but I am like, it is just funny that like that is these shows are literally about the people greenlighting them.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, hey, cool. But I have to make sure that I always say it's cool at the end of every sentence in case I want a job.
Again, I always think like if I were greenlighting shows, like why wouldn't I just greenlight exactly what I wanted to see? Why wouldn't I be making the funniest people in my generation do things that are relevant to me in my life?
Well, if you were greenlighting a show, I have no doubt every show would be about a 4'11" Filipina girl.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't I want to see that?
And if I were greenlighting,
and she'd be shopping.
And if I were greenlighting a show, I'd be greenlighting a show about three triplets pretending to be one person. I mean, no, it'd be about one man who's just one man. Quickly, let's change the subject.
If you were one of three triplets, then you guys would all have to get the teeth fixed, right?
Well, I know that in the Prestige, that was the thing. Like one of the twins. I mean, spoiler alert. One of the twins lost a finger.
Yeah. And
then he had to cut off the other one. I cut off his finger. Pretty gnarly.
That's a great movie. That's Christopher Nolan.
That's Christopher Nolan. Pretty good one.
Epic. Oh yeah, we saw the Odyssey. We went on a whole Odyssey to see the Odyssey. So if you guys don't know, there's only like 3 IMAX theaters in all of Los Angeles, which is absurd. But we really wanted to see it at our home theater, which is one of the IMAXs near us. And it was just sold out like in this IMAX theater. Like the 7 a.m., they had 7 a.m. showtimes. Those are sold out for weeks. Every day for weeks, 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m., all sold out. For weeks and weeks and weeks. And so we would just be in our little AMC app, refreshing, trying to find tickets. And do you want to see what happened?
Well, what happened was Dana was like, screw it, let's just see it at like a different theater tomorrow night. And then after Dana bought us tickets for that, I was like, I feel like that's freed something up energetically. And I looked up, it was 10:55 a.m. and I saw 2 seats open up at the 11 a.m. Odyssey, and we scooped them up. And we also, I literally was like, Dana, we have to go.
Yeah.
We have to go now. And Dana and I, we literally sprinted out the car. We drove there. The parking attendant was kind of being a little bit, a little annoying, but also I was rude. I was like, the parking attendant was being like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, there's like, normally you'd have put your parking covered, but today you have to pay. And I was like, I don't care. Let's just get going.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're clearly in rush for a movie.
Robert literally goes, I don't care.
Yeah. Because he was talking, but I shouldn't have been that rude.
He was communicating inefficiently.
I would say that.
And we were in a hurry. If we hadn't been in a hurry, would it have bothered us that he was communicating efficiently?
If I'm being honest.
No.
And also, and he seemed cool and understanding, and I did apologize for just being like, come on. But we were in a rush. And then we saw the movie, and movie was good. Liked the movie. But the real
adventure
was getting the tickets.
Yeah. So, like, again, I think our Odyssey actually was probably more interesting than the Odyssey. Our Odyssey to see the Odyssey, more interesting. Like, I felt like every time I opened my AMC app to see if any seats had opened, that was my Cyclops. You know what I'm saying?
And then when we finally got our seats reserved, that was us,
like getting back to Ithaca.
That was getting back to
Ithaca. And when we sat down, that was me dying in my wife's arms that I hadn't seen in 20 years.
He doesn't die.
Oh.
Did you?
I mean, dying. He was like about to die.
But he didn't die.
Yeah, I know. But like, I'm just saying. Sitting in the seat. Yeah, I know he didn't die.
We have to cut this.
I don't have to cut anything. Why? Because it's a spoiler?
Yeah, it's a spoiler. It is so funny. Here again, it is so funny where it's like the thing about Tom Holland is Tom Holland's gonna Tom Holland.
Well, he's gonna Peter Parker.
He's gonna Peter Parker.
Tom Holland's gonna Peter Parker.
It's a movie full of people who are like, I defy the gods. The will of the gods was for Troy to fall, and I will get my men home no matter what Poseidon says. And Tom Holland's like, hey, Dad, how was the war? Yo, Pops.
It's like, do you guys know my dad? Has anyone seen my dad? He's a cool guy, right? Tell me more about my dad.
Tell me, was my dad like nice?
Yeah.
6'7"?
Yeah, 6'7".
Tom Holland be like 6'7"?
6'7".
And we liked every minute of it.
And we really
loved it.
And Odysseus doesn't die. And I never thought he did.
And I didn't even think he did.
I know he didn't die, Robert.
You said he was dying.
But I meant like the scene where he's like about to, like Penelope's like, don't die. I meant that. Like that's how I felt when we sat down. I'm like almost there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just like I just hate it when girls are wrong about Christopher Nolan movies. I hate it. I hate it when girls are wrong about Christopher Nolan movies because they're always like, Interstellar, does that take place on Earth? And I'm like, he goes to space. People are like, The Dark Knight. So he's kind of like a white knight. I'm like, he's the dark Knight.
He's so dark.
He's so dark.
His mask is black in color.
And then people are like, and girls are like, the Prestige. And I'm like, it's pronounced the Prestige. And then I'm sure there are other ones.
Yeah.
Well, look, I love the movies and I love cinema.
We love cinema. There's nothing better than an 11 a.m. movie.
Here's the thing.
On a weekday.
Here's the thing. I think that if we were to do it again soon, it would feel completely discombobulating and strange. But if once a year or once every couple of years you hit yourself with like a matinee, a matinee hits so nice.
Also an unexpected matinee.
I think surprise matinee.
It was so because we didn't even know until 10:55 a.m. that we would be sitting in a movie theater in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that was the beauty. That was the joy.
And then I'm sitting, it's 11:10 a.m. We literally pulled off like a crazy run to even arrive while like, the trailers were still playing. I was eating caramel corn thinking, I hope this don't rip my teeth out. And I still had a nice time.
I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Hot take. I think we as a culture need to just press a button that says no more movies from franchises that started before 2020. I'm done with them all. I don't care. We need a new Star Wars movie. I don't think we do. It's over. Oh, what about new Harry Potter? They did Harry Potter. It's done. They're doing a new Lord of the Rings. They're not, because we pressed the button. I'm over it. I don't want anything. I want nothing old.
Also, a lot of these, we've seen them in their best version. Like, yes. I think especially if it was a franchise that did really well, was both critically acclaimed and commercially successful, and is still watched to this day. Okay, here's my take on my ad on this. Is not only do I agree, like, yeah, we shouldn't be making any movies that whatever was started before 2020, but I also think, like, especially ones that are being viewed regularly today.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, I know for a fact people be renting Harry Potter. People are watching the Harry Potter movies every day.
Yeah,
right now, the old Harry Potter movies. So I'm like, so if people are watching them right now, then we don't need a new version for right now.
No, it's happening right now.
The old version works just fine for right now.
I even think, and again, some of these are movies I like. They make new movies that are good sometimes, but I am just like, even like the Hunger Games. I've seen it. I've seen the Hunger Games.
And we liked it. The original Hunger Games is one of the best movies ever, I think. I think Hunger Games 1.
Hunger Games 1 rips, dude.
It's a fucking
also, it
good
feels really
movie.
cool. It feels like a documentary. It feels like you're there.
Cool. I mean, low-key, it feels like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah. You don't know anything about Christopher Nolan.
And I hope that Film Bros threatened to cane me for that.
Film Bros will be like, you don't even understand Dunkirk.
It's so funny because the Film Bros used to really hate me when I'd be tweeting.
Yeah.
One time I said that The Sopranos is the same thing as Gossip Girl, but with ugly characters. And that, for some reason, really took people off.
Can I tell you, I literally think part of why I've never gotten into The Sopranos is just because I like a degree of escapism. And I'm like, I don't think anyone in The Sopranos, like, that world doesn't appeal to me.
Well, just aesthetically, it doesn't really bring it.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're like, I love The Sopranos, love it. I'm sure it's great. It's just not my vibe.
I'm just like, I can see a fat guy eating spaghetti at this local spaghetti house.
Yeah, you can go to your local spaghetti house with your binoculars and your camera and watch them eat spaghetti.
Yeah.
I like to be honest with myself about like how kind of like actually dumb I am and how stupid my brain is. Cause like I love Mad Men. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And yes, a big chunk of why I love it is because the writing's really good. The acting is phenomenal. It's perfectly paced, all that stuff. Another reason why I love it is like they all are hot. Everyone's hot.
He likes her because of Joan's fat tits.
Okay. She's also got a fat ass. Don't disrespect Joan like that.
I'm so sorry.
Do you guys like this? It feels like it's very crude and crass. What if this is how I move when I get my two front teeth fixed? Suddenly I'm just like, talking about like fat tits and ass. I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
The only thing holding my ego in check was just having kind of busted two front teeth.
I mean, we won't know until they're fixed.
Well, I guess that's true. But I guess here was my thing that was so interesting, where it's like, so it's finding out about myself, where it's like that I'm actually not that vain, because I literally had kind of busted two front teeth for like a decade. Kind of didn't change the way I kind of moved.
Well, you were really working on your personality in that
I guess
time.
That's true. I guess maybe.
I mean, maybe it'll have the same effect as, I always think this, but it's like, okay, the fact that I was a busted teenage girl, I think really positively impacted me in that it forced me to become someone who was worth being around and did not value myself for any sort of aesthetic feature that I had. Did I say that well? Not really, but whatever. But yeah, I think like being a busted teenage girl did miracles for my personality. And I think maybe having like not perfect front teeth has done more for your personality than you even know.
It's entirely possible, maybe.
And maybe if you'd been walking around with perfect teeth, you'd be really annoying and arrogant and egotistical.
Instead of now where I'm literally
so humble.
My personality's perfect. My values are stellar. My politics are top notch across the board.
Yeah.
And what if that's the thing that changes?
I mean, I hope not, but I'm prepared to get big cans to match your teeth if I need to.
We just walk into the room. I've got massive shiny veneers. You've got absurd cans.
And they're like, Asian girl, white guy. Am I right?
And we're like, fuck. What do we have to do?
Anyway, do you have anything else to say to the milkshakes? /shakers/ whatever you guys want to be.
What do you guys want? You guys have to tell us what you want.
You have to tell us.
It's driving us insane. We don't know what to call you.
Yeah, but one of you guys said you didn't like Shakers.
I understand, because Shakers strikes me as like very like Puritan. It feels very like colonial. It feels like the
colonial?
Shakers.
It's
like
not the Churners.
But you say Shakers to me, it's like that
Yeah.
seems like I'm reading something. It was 1714 when the Shakers threw all of their women in the pond.
I think you're thinking of Quakers.
It sounds like Quakers, but it sounds like a very specific religious movement. It almost feels Midsommar in that it's
We
like,
would make a lot more money if this was a religion and not just a podcast.
well, maybe if this podcast picks up a little steam, we can work on converting it down the line.
Do you guys think we should do like a book or something? Would you guys buy like a holy text from us?
Yeah, would you guys buy a holy text? Would you guys buy a book? They're like, no, I don't want a book. We're like, okay, how about a holy text?
How about a holy text?
Me when my book isn't selling, I'm like, actually, it's a holy text. I think the problem is you have it in the book section. Put it with the holy text.
Okay, I didn't know this, but you know the Artist Way. Did you know apparently it's like really Christian?
What's the Artist's Way?
The Artist Way is the book that everyone reads when they're like, I'm trying to be an artist. It's the book that like bankers use to convince themselves that actually they need to write their novel.
Well, what I would say is a lot of self-help was inherently religious for many years. I would say like self-help becoming kind of what's the word, agnostic is kind of a recent thing, because also this it's the way that like AA involves like accepting God or something. It's like giving yourself to a higher power. It's like a lot of the burden of helping people in their day-to-day lives kind of was put on religious institutions for many years, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Probably worse, but whatever. But someone's got to do it. I guess I don't know. But my point is I can actually understand what led to that. So maybe this should kind of pivot.
Our holy text would have like Christian roots.
But then we'd also draw from like, you know, we do like the Hunger Games. We do like Harry Potter. We have been rewatching Game of Thrones.
Okay, so in our holy text, we advocate for a Hunger Games-esque and dark magic.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm not bored. I'm not bored.
Wow.
Okay, guys, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to end this podcast, and we're going to go to the other room, and we're just going to spend the next week really getting into our lore and building out our mythology, our scripture.
The next time you see us, we'll have a scripture.
And the next time you listen to this podcast, it will really be more holy text than podcast.
Yeah, and we'll have some sort of uniform.
Amen.
Amen.